This is a Boardwalk Audio podcast.
Hello and welcome to Ducksnort Baseball Podcast. We have an awesome show for you guys coming up. Ducksnort. We have an awesome show coming up for you guys. We have comedian Matthew Brian Cohen, a Yankees fan, on here to talk about being a true Yankee. And we have the best-selling author Maddox of the Best Page in the Universe.
And from the Best Debate in the Universe podcasts at madcastsmedia.com.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to him in the second half of the show. I'm Greg Nix, your co-host, sitting here with Waylon McQueen.
Hello.
That's good. I
Thanks.
like that.
That
That was a very theatrical hello.
Yeah, I always panic.
Right. I could tell. I could see it in your eyes. It's like that first moment of like, somebody's going to listen to this.
You guys ready? I'm definitely ready. And then I don't know what to say.
Also with us is producer Joe over there on the ones and twos.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Joe.
Joe's way more with it when we go over to him. He's always on the ball.
First thing that Joe said when I saw him when he walked in to record, the Rangers swept 4 from the Royals. So Joe's adopted team is doing great.
Yeah,
And
over your real team.
Over my real team, yeah.
I didn't say it quite like that because I didn't know what sweep meant.
Yeah, you did say they won 4 of 4 games or something, 4 straight. But it's okay. I forgot that Rangers were your team when you said that too. I was like,
it's my secondary team versus your first team.
well, my 1B team.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My secondary team was the Rockies. We'll talk about in a second.
Well, before we get into baseball talk, baseball goss, I do want to say that this podcast is hosted by Boardwalk Audio, and you can support Boardwalk if you go to boardwalkaudio.com/Ducksnort. Click the Support Our Artists link at the top of the page. You can shop on Amazon, get whatever you want at your regular shopping prices, but Boardwalk and Ducksnort get a little kickback from it.
You want to buy some of those flip-up sunglasses.
Yeah, those cool flip-up sunglasses that did not help Todd Frazier make a catch today. He missed it. He was wearing them. He didn't flip them down. He missed the ball.
He didn't flip them down?
He didn't flip them down. He missed the ball. So
Can I say something about those sunglasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought they look real dorky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the purpose of them until I was in a game and my girlfriend at the time tried to catch a ball and it smashed into her glasses and they shattered. And she got literal pieces of glass just in her eyelid.
Holy shit.
There's blood pouring down like tears. And so now I have a newfound respect for those type of sunglasses.
Dorky flip-up sunglasses. Yeah. Practical.
They're
Practicality over
I
style.
I have a pair that I bought when I was in 4th grade. I still have them. For all the times I play baseball.
Are they super tiny on your face?
No, because they have like an adjustable strap.
Okay.
And they're huge. They're like aviator. And they're shit. I bought them for probably like $12 so they don't stay flipped up.
Yeah.
They're not good,
Yeah.
but I still have them because it's a baseball thing.
Huh.
All right, so this is a big week. I feel like this is the first like big news week.
Yeah, we had some big
stories
news this week. The two big pieces of news, I guess, are Madison Bumgarner fucking up his shoulder in a dirt bike accident, and Starling Marte being suspended for steroids. So which one should we talk about first?
Marte happened first, so let's talk about Marte.
Yeah, I guess I don't have like particularly strong feelings about it besides that it's a bummer. I don't know.
It's a Bumgarner?
It's a Bumgarner.
Marte's injury is a Bumgarner.
He's a great player, and I like him a lot. So I'm mostly just disappointed that he's going to be out for 80 games. I don't... guys who use steroids, like, generally don't necessarily rub me the wrong way too much. Like, whatever. It's your job to be as good at baseball as you can be. So, like, why wouldn't you, I guess?
Is he the biggest name to be suspended in season?
I think so, yeah. Definitely.
Because Manny was before. I think that happened in spring training he got.
He was also, like, well past his prime. Yeah. Like, Marte is the best player on the Pirates. Probably, like, top 25 players in the league, I would say, something like that. So it definitely is a huge blow to the Pirates and kind of just sucks for baseball fans, I guess.
Here's the silver lining. I think that this might cause like McCutchen to go in like a fuck you center field mode because he's back in center and he, like this is like I got the
he didn't
want
to move off it in spring training.
Yeah, and I think he knew he had to, but now he's like, okay, I'm the center fielder. I'm Andrew McCutchen. I really like Andrew McCutchen,
Me too.
even though I don't love the Pirates.
He was really bad last year, though.
He was so bad.
He was like the worst fielder in baseball.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that's going to get like that much better, but I feel like maybe just he'll have some confidence, or maybe this is the boost he needs to get to
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at like assigning those kind of narratives necessarily, you know what I mean? Like I'm not good at figuring out like cuz I don't have enough athletic experience in my life, I think, at like a high level to figure out like which, what's going to motivate somebody and what's going to just be like a drain.
Oh, sure. It could be. I don't know Andrew McCutchen well enough, but I feel like there's a potential to have
I thought you guys were neighbors, no?
Yeah, but we don't.
Oh, you don't talk. You're not friendly neighbors.
We're not friendly neighbors. We see each other.
He doesn't
There's
like the dogs.
Awkward thing he doesn't like our dogs. An awkward exchange with my wife.
Oh.
It was just a misunderstanding. No one did anything, but like I got to take her side. So McCutchen and I don't speak. And I'm mad at him that he cut his hair.
Yeah, sure.
I loved his hair.
I mean, it looked good.
I don't want him to go Jason. That's the stupid John Jaso, or not John Jaso. Yeah.
Yeah. White guy dreads?
White guy dreads.
They traded dreads. Isn't Jaso on the Pirates?
Yeah, he's on the Pirates.
Yeah, they traded
dreads.
Jaso just like taped McCutchen's dreads to his head.
Yeah. So it's a bummer. Hopefully, maybe it motivates McCutchen. I mean, it's as a Cubs fan, it's like
it makes the path a little easier.
It makes it also because I don't like rooting for when like if Marte would have gotten hurt. You had that thing in the back of your mind being like, oh, like, cool, the Pirates aren't as good, but it's like you don't ever want anybody to get hurt.
Right.
So this is a good way for me to be like, well, he deserves it, great.
Yeah.
He's out of the way. And he can't play the postseason.
Correct.
That's part of the rules.
Which I think sucks. I think
it's a great rule.
Nah.
You think he served the suspension?
Yeah, serve your suspension. Why does it got to come back?
I don't like... I guess it's probably to discourage like a team culture. Because the Cubs could afford to be like, they don't do this. They would never do this. But they could afford to be like, Madison Russell, why don't you take some steroids?
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Madison Russell takes steroids.
But I'm saying they could say like, Madison Russell takes steroids, and then he's suspended, so they miss 80 games from Russell. Who cares? And then he's back for the playoffs, and it's like, doesn't matter. So it probably helps to be like, oh man, like everyone's got to be on the lookout to stop this because you lose the guy when it counts.
I guess like. It just seems to me like if suspending you 80 games doesn't stop you from doing steroids, suspending you 80 games and then potential playoffs will do not much more.
But I think that's the team punish. I think I'm saying that's the team.
Yeah, no,
the
I see
team
what you're
gets
saying.
punished.
I just
maybe
think
the team doesn't deserve to be punished. Maybe
Yeah.
the Pirates had no idea.
Right.
I'm sure they didn't.
So going back to players getting injured then and
Bumgarner.
Yeah, Bumgarner. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of opinions out there that like he's an idiot and he shouldn't have been.
I feel that like
you do. I feel that way. I get it. I get it for sure. But he hurt himself like doing something, that he likes to do recreationally. Like our players not supposed to.
I think do it in the offs. Like I know you can still get hurt in the off season. I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? I'm saying it's like they could get hurt doing anything. Like if they like playing racquetball, are they supposed to not play racquetball for the entire? I mean, dirt biking, I would never do. Period, because yes, the possibility of getting hurt is very extreme. But if he's a guy who likes dirt biking, like it's his life. He's a grown up. Like just because he has a high profile job doesn't.
I get it. Because I'm an actor and we know a lot of actors, and there's a lot of stuff about because if their face gets. Like if you get a black eye, you're out of commission until your black eye's done for auditions. And they still play I still play basketball every week with a bunch of actors.
You still go dirt biking every day with Madison Bumgarner?
Yeah,
he's your neighbor on the other side.
I threw a stick at his spokes. That's how he ran.
Wow.
No, I didn't do that. But I don't. But also, it's like all you have to do is not dirt bike, and you make millions. He's still gonna make the money, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I see both sides of the argument, I guess, but I just feel like there's going to be way more people coming down on the Madison Bumgarner's an irresponsible jerk side. Than
I feel like if I'm a Giants fan, I'm furious. If a player gets hurt not playing baseball, I feel like. But
how furious can you be? He's their best player, how much has he
done for you?
They
wouldn't have 3 titles
right?
without
Yeah.
him.
I'd be sad. I'd be bummed out. I'd be like. you're stupid. You shouldn't have done that. But I wouldn't be like angry at him.
Was it in his contract that he couldn't do it?
I don't think so.
Okay, because sometimes that's the case, and they lie. There was a player that lied and said he tripped carrying his groceries.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I don't know. Was that Jeff Kent?
It might have been Jeff Kent. Yeah.
He's probably got some crazy insurance policy on his arms or something.
Oh yeah,
I'd imagine so.
I bet they do.
Or the
They'd
team
have
does.
to.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Giants were going to make the playoffs this year. I just
do
don't know how that team generates runs.
Yeah, I think both Marte and Bumgarner opens up the field for a lot of new teams to make the playoffs, which is cool. I'm excited about that.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't like watching the Giants every year. So let's get
I'm over the Giants.
Diamondbacks or Rockies or somebody.
I love obviously the Rockies are my team. I saw the Rockies.
Right. Yeah.
I went to Dodger Stadium and caught a Rockies game. And Kershaw was pitching.
How'd they look against Kershaw?
Not bad. They scored 2 runs off of him. I mean, that's
a lot.
I feel
for
like
him.
off of Kershaw, 2 runs is great. They struck out 10 times in the game, I think, or something like that. I think they had a home run. I can't remember who hit it. Story, maybe? Or maybe he got a triple or something. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. But they lost 4-2. Dodger Stadium's great. It's great to see.
It's the
great
best
to go to a game. So it was cool to see the Rockies. I think it's fun.
Well, that sort of brings us to our next little segment before we get into our guests. So this segment is going to be called For Real, Not For Real. And we're going to talk about...
We'll do it periodically throughout. I mean, we probably won't do it in September.
Yeah, we're going to talk about basically early season right now. It's hard to know, which stats because the sample size is so small. Which stats are going to remain throughout the season? Which teams are going to be good or bad that as they've played so far? So we're just going to take a crack at predicting some of these. So our first guy is the Milwaukee Brewers' newest star, Eric Thames.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, got
woo, woo, Brew Crew.
Thames.
So Thames was out of the league for 3 years. He was over in the Korean Baseball League. He was the best player over there.
His stats in Korea...
I
don't know exactly what they are, but he was hitting it was like Little League.
Do you know what his nickname is?
No.
In Korea?
No.
God, that's
Whoa.
right. Yeah, they just call him God. That's dope.
Man, I think this is a case of, even if he's not for real, this early season surge has to have there's confidence that comes from going someplace and just being the best.
Yeah. No, I think that, I don't know if he'll be as good as he has, because what did you say, Joe? He hit 8 home runs in 8 games?
8 home runs in the last 8 days.
8 days.
8 days.
That's
not consecutively, because that would be a record. But
but obviously he's not going to hit 160 home runs in a year.
This is he's on pace to be Babe Ruth, Babe Ruth's best season. So that's going to fall off. Do you think he's for real?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, it's very exciting to have this new slugger come out of nowhere. What a great story.
Yeah.
He was a kind of up and down major league, minor, sort of 4A guy, I guess. Not quite major leaguer, not quite minor leaguer. He goes over to Korea, becomes this hitting god, literally.
Had 0 plate discipline.
Yeah.
Before he
now he's
came
super
back from Korea, because I was watching when the Brewers played the Cubs, and it's just I was terrified every time he came up.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited to watch him the
I
rest
think
of the
he's
season.
I don't think he's gonna keep it up, but I think he's gonna end up being probably I think he's already banked a win and a half. So I bet he'll be a 6-run player or 6-win player.
Wow, that's a lot.
5.
I think closer to 4.
He already has
maybe.
a win, and maybe it's not a win and a half, but he's already over 1.
No defensive value, really.
No,
I tell you what, though, Bernie the Brewer is going to have to do a lot of laundry because he's going to be
sliding into that
beer,
Sliding
baby.
beer.
Better get a nice dryer.
All right, next on Real or Not Real?
The Royals pitching.
Starting pitching. So I texted this to Greg 3 days ago. It's not true anymore, but there was a run where it was 7 or 8 games, but the starting pitching for the Royals pitched 47.2 innings, gave up 26 hits and 3 runs.
That's nuts.
And it's the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, so have they been striking a lot of guys out, or you think it's kind of just luck, the hits haven't been falling?
I don't think it's for real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been watching them as much because if they're on at the same time as the Cubs, I'll watch the Cubs.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of strikeouts.
Well, they got Duffy's great. Vargas,
Duffy, I think, is legit.
Vargas has been pitching out of his mind, which I just realized today or yesterday. He came back from Tommy John like at the end of last season, and in his like 6 or 7 starts since then, he's basically been Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay on that pace, but I think that Vargas, I think that it's easy for a pitcher to have like a career year and a, like Dallas Keuchel or Jake Arrieta.
Right.
And so I think Vargas he'll settle down for sure, but I think that
he might be the best season.
I think he might I think he'll be good enough at least to make the All-Star team or something. So
that'd be great.
I don't
for
think
the
he's
Royals.
for real. I don't think the whole staff is for real.
Who are their other starters?
Jason Hamill.
Yeah.
Carnes.
Nate Carnes.
Nate Carnes.
Yeah, there's a lot of like league average guys there. So the fact that they've been pitching out of their minds is
and their offense has been atrocious.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't even helped. Like during that stretch, they were 5-2. That pitching stretch I just gave you, which is great, but you give up 3 runs and 26 hits as starting pitchers, and you lose 2 games still. Like
So not for real Royals.
Half on Vargas, Duffy for sure. Vargas. Probably career season, but not Clayton Kershaw. No Cy Young.
I could buy that.
Yeah.
Orioles and Blue Jays. Orioles are in first place, have the best record in the major leagues as we speak. Blue Jays have the worst record in the major leagues and have dug themselves into a deep hole. So which do you think either is for real, both, neither?
Well, you go on this one because I talked a lot about the Royals.
I think the Blue Jays are definitely for real. I think they screwed themselves, especially in that division. There's a lot of good teams in that division. There's no way they're going to climb over everybody. They're 8.5 games out of first place.
I think they're done.
They're done, which is shocking.
Well, there's that like adage of like you can't win the pennant in April, but you can lose it. I think they. I don't. And I think like I do think again like I'm not a big like mental game or whatever, but I think like a lot of veterans on that team, like if they're still shitty in 2.5 months or 2 months, or
trade them off.
They'll trade them off, and also it's just like. What's Bautista's motivation to get the Blue Jays climbing back into playoff contention? Orioles, you think they're for real?
I do, only because their run differential is only okay, but they're better than everybody thinks they are every year. And I was thinking about this. Buck Showalter is like probably the best argument for a manager actually having impact on a team because most people say managers don't matter, but like. Is it a coincidence that the Royals or the Orioles every year are much better than people expect them to be?
He's very good with the bullpen.
Yeah,
and I think he's getting a lot out of the pitch
and platoons too.
Platoons.
I think he just like gets the most out of every player.
I think him and Francona are probably the 2 best managers. Yeah, and Madden's
up there,
right up there.
So I think the Orioles are real to the extent that they'll contend for the wild card. I don't think they're going to be the best team in the league.
I think they'll be in it until 2 weeks left in the season. They'll be in it. They'll be in it for the long haul. Last one.
We got a home run spike so far this season.
Yeah, for the second year in a row, a lot of home runs.
Yeah,
well, I think it's been going up for a while, but I feel like the last 2 years have been over.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to continue?
Yeah,
I do too.
If only because I think Major League Baseball has a vested interest in people hitting a lot of home runs. Like the league does better when people hit home runs, and I think this is a little bit conspiracy theory-ish, but I think that they probably weren't happy when pitching was so dominant the last few years, and I think that they're shrinking the strike zone. They maybe change the balls up a little bit or something like that.
Unless C.B. Buckner is umpiring,
right?
Then the strike zone is whatever it needs to be.
Yeah. So I think it's going to continue because baseball wants it to continue.
And I also think like the advanced stats like launch angle and velocity is that like if you could tune a swing to basically be like you can hit home.
Launch angle is the craziest thing. We'll have to dive into it like a little bit deeper on another episode because like essentially the idea that like you can hit more home runs if you just like try to hit home runs. That's like the theory behind it,
which is like exactly what Babe Ruth said Babe Ruth was just like, there's a quote where they're like, you hit home runs. He's like, they're more fun. It's like Babe Ruth just tried to hit.
He was just trying to do it.
And Ty Cobb said if he would have tried to hit home runs, he could have had as much power as Babe Ruth. Like, I don't know if that's true, but I think like there's something to be said for just like, maybe try. You hit the ball hard, try to hit home runs.
Yeah, we'll have to dig into it more another time. But we don't have time to do it right now because we have a great episode coming up. We've got Maddox, who we're going to talk to at the end of the episode. Best page in the universe. Lots of best-selling author who we're very excited about. And coming up next, we have the very funny comedian Matthew Brian Cohen. Keep listening.
Cool. Welcome back to Ducksnort. Ducksnort.
I like the long one.
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep working.
Polish it up.
I'll get there by the end of the season. All right, welcome back. We have a very special guest. He is a performer at Upright Citizens Brigade Theater here in Los Angeles. He's very funny and a Yankees fan. Dramatic pause. Matthew Brian Cohen.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah.
Very excited. It's an opportune time to have you since the Yankees are on a roll.
Yes, yeah. We were on an 8-game winning streak. That was very exciting. But we lost. We lost just to the Pirates 2 out of 3. It just kind of stinks. But
Those pesky Pirates. They're
Yeah.
Pesky Pirates. No Starling Marte either.
yes, he got popped.
Yeah.
That pesky got popped.
How are you feeling about them this year? Because, as a Yankees fan, I'd imagine that you are not used to being non-competitive, I guess, which they have been for the last couple of years.
Yes, in my lifetime, they've always been competitive to great. I feel like I became a fan in like 95, maybe 93, 95 around then. So it was like right on the cusp of 96 so when they won the World Series. And so that was like, oh, they're just great. They're just the best team in baseball from like 96 to 2000 kind of.
Yeah.
I'd say till like 2003.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like probably like 1909 to 2012.
Well, their first World
something.
Series was 21.
Right.
That's the
So-
first time they appeared in the World Series.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then
I
They've been-
overestimated.
they've literally, this decade that we're in right now is since the 20s, literally the first decade where they've never been in a World Series.
Yes.
We still have some time.
Yes, we could pull it out. But how I'm feeling, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think a wild card slot potentially.
Maybe in the offing.
Yeah,
Okay.
potentially. I think it's there. I think I'm kind of. I started paying more attention to the Yankees in the past couple of years, and this is the most excited I've been about starting pitching in a while.
Pineda, right? He's having a great start.
Yes, yeah, and he's a guy I think who could go either way. Like I think when he's good, he's good. But when he's bad, he like loses his cool, and then he just is wild, and he's just giving up home runs like crazy. But I think he's doing well. Sabathia, I think, is like a good veteran to kind of like lead the way. I think
I've had the Players Tribune article that CC Sabathia wrote about his alcoholism open on my computer for like 3 weeks because I'm like really want to read about it and like no, because he was so bad for a couple of years and everybody thought he was hurt, and then he came back last year and was pretty good, right?
Yes.
And this is what he credits it for, but it's kind of one of those things where I just like open a new tab every time, you know what I mean, and read about something different. But it's cool that he's back.
You read.
Yes.
Yeah, I
man.
read a ton,
God,
man.
so many tabs.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go through my top 40 books I've read so far this year.
This
Okay.
year.
I thought you were going to say tabs. Top tabs.
Some
Top
great,
tabs.
great tabs. Would you, Matt, would you like it more or less if the Yankees got the wild card, but the Red Sox were the other wild card? So it was a one game against
that's
the Red
interesting.
Sox.
Yeah, because I mean that is very true. Like Yankees fans like hate the Red Sox. Like that rivalry is real. I think sometimes sports rivalries are played up a little bit. This is for real. Yeah, I would hate that, but that game would be amazing to watch. I would have so much fun.
What do you
watching that
hate
game.
about the Red Sox specifically?
I mean,
or
it
Red
is
Sox fans?
It's a Boston, I think, ethos of sort of like I feel like Boston is such a dickbag city in general. Like they're like loud, obnoxious, arrogant. I think Boston thinks the world revolves around them, but nobody gives a shit about Boston. I think they think they're like Chicago, like, oh, we're the second city. Yeah, like it's like, yeah, we're the underdogs. Everyone no, nobody fucking loves Boston. It's a shitty place to be. It sucks.
Yeah, people
Nobody
from
in New York
Boston
gives a
love
shit about
Boston.
Boston except like, no, fuck you. You think you're as good as New York? Not even close.
I would put Boston at like 6th city.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around
That's
there,
pretty-
right? If Chicago's second city, LA
Well, LA's
third
second
probably.
city now.
You think
I
so?
think LA's past Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicago, LA, San Francisco.
I put Philly over Boston.
Oh, for sure.
Is this kind of a combination of population and popularity?
I think of just like general, like the most stuff. Like
The
undoubtedly,
vibe of the city.
like
I
New
think
York's
LA's
number
second.
one. Like New York's
Awareness.
number one. Like there's no argument.
I think it goes New York, L.A., New Orleans, maybe.
Oh yeah, New Orleans is great.
And then Chicago.
But that's
Yeah.
more. I feel like New Orleans is more of a sleeper city. You know what I mean?
What
Yes.
about Miami?
I don't know
Miami's
anything
hot.
about.
I've
I don't
never
know
been there.
anything
Yeah,
about
that's true.
Miami.
There's
I
a
don't
lot of
either.
stuff to do there.
Terrible baseball team. If we're
Terrible
putting that in the
baseball.
rankings.
Everything about their aesthetic
Yeah.
is terrible. The hat, they look like a casino.
Yeah.
They look like a casino. It's
Them and the Diamondbacks for sure have the worst
the Diamondbacks
uniforms,
are so
right?
bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Matthew, have you ever witnessed a fight?
Like at a
between-
game.
between-
Yes, at Yankee Stadium, totally.
Yeah.
And it was at a Yankees-Red Sox game where there was a drunk Red Sox fan like in the bathroom taking a piss at the urinal, and he was just like kind of mouthing off a lot, and like dudes were like, "Quit fucking talking." Like, this was after a loss. It wasn't like a playoff game or anything, but like all Yankees-Red Sox games are heated. And it was just like, quit fucking talking. He was just like, and like, no more. Like, I know that's like the joke, but like, yeah, that's what this guy was doing. Like, Eucalyptus. And it was just like, shut up. Like, stop talking, dude. And then he kind of got more physical. And like, yeah, there was like some shoves.
Were you-
I was
did
like,
you-
I
did
gotta
you
get outta
fight
here.
him?
No, God, no. I was like, I gotta get out of here. It was violent. Like in a bathroom? No, I'm out of here. I'm not sticking around to see this.
So how are you? So you're feeling pretty good about the team this year. Who are your guys? Who are you? You know, who's your favorite young guy? I guess.
Ooh, I mean, I think if you had asked me last year, I would have said Gary Sanchez. But now, I think I got to go Aaron Judge.
I don't know how you don't go Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
It seems like he was written in a storybook.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like the movie The Natural is about him or something like that.
It seems like Giancarlo came out and they were like, we can do better.
Yeah, we'll crank Giancarlo
Yeah, we're
up
gonna
to
just-
11.
Yeah, we're gonna get him all the way up there. He's
yeah.
so
he's
huge.
like a Greek god. He just is incredible. And he's just
Euclid
like-
is the Greek god, my friend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh man. For some reason also it completely fits that Judge wears 99.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the highest number, the biggest dude. Like everything about Judge
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, but he's got tons of power. I think great arm in right field too. I feel like that you can't sleep
I'm
on that.
super jealous of the Yankees. The fact that they have like all these amazing young guys, like a ton more in the minors. They don't need it. They got more money than anybody. Like the White Sox need everybody that the Yankees have because the Yankees would sign them as soon as they leave the White Sox. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I definitely, my entire life, have had fan envy of the Yankees. And in fact, like when I was a little kid, when I was first becoming baseball conscious, in the library at my elementary school, they had like baseball books about every team. And I like took home the Yankees one because I thought that was the one that my dad was a fan of. And I showed it to him. I was like, Dad, I got this book for you at the library at school. And he looked at it. He was like, I don't like the Yankees. He's a White Sox fan, and the White Sox, like perennially, before divisions and everything, like in the 50s and 60s when he was growing up, the White Sox finished second every year to like Mickey Mantle and Joe DiMaggio and all
Not
those guys.
59.
True.
They get White Sox squeaked in there in 59.
Yeah, and then they lost to the Dodgers, another big market
Juggernaut,
team.
yeah.
God damn it. Well,
yeah, but I think I mean I'm very it would be Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez. I think once Gary Sanchez gets back.
man, having a catcher who can hit home runs is such a luxury.
Yeah.
I'm trying
There aren't really any in the league right now. There was just an article on The Ringer about it. Like there aren't really any. Buster Posey is like the only,
McCann, I guess,
Good.
but he's past his prime.
and
Yeah.
Molina's past his prime.
But you guys had McCann right
He did
before.
have
Yeah.
And I thought he was pretty good last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Starling Castro?
Oh, I love him. I
you
think
do
he's
love
great.
him?
Yeah, I
Because
do like him.
I loved him. We were the Cubs were very upset, and fans were upset to see him go.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was wondering.
You were
do
upset
other
to see
teams-
him go? I thought Cubs fans hated him.
I mean, he was frustrating, but he was so nice. You know what I mean? Like in the Reddit, there are still like gifs of Starling Castro.
interesting.
Like he was a fan. I think it would have been maybe better as a bench guy. But I mean, it wasn't upsetting because it was the right move. No one was like, but
Mhm.
it's not like if they traded Rizzo away or something. But I mean, he was like, am I making sense? And I was just wondering what the Yankees.
I think it's similar to how Yankees fans felt losing Robinson Cano.
Oh, sure.
I think everyone really liked him and was sad to see him.
Yeah, well,
it makes sense. I get it, but it was like, it felt like our guy.
Yeah,
that makes sense. There's certain players who feel like Yankees. This is going to sound very pretentious, and like this is the reason why everyone else hates Yankees fans. But like, it is not enough to just be on the Yankees. Like, you need to be a Yankee, and there is a difference. And like, you can feel it when you're at Yankee Stadium. Like, there are guys who are Yankees, and there are guys who are just having a cup of coffee on the Yankees.
Yeah, well, that was the thing with A-Rod for a long time, right?
Well,
not
forever. No. It's not even for a long time. It is forever. Like,
he's just not a Yankee.
He's not. He was never a Yankee, and that's why like no one liked him. Because he was just not a Yankee. He did not embody the Yankee spirit.
That's pretty unique. That's pretty unique to the Yankees. I don't know of any other teams that I would think about in that way.
I feel like it's the same with like the Packers or Steelers in football.
Yeah,
you get that same sense of like, this guy's a Packer.
But you don't like the Lakers, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, you're right. I don't think there's like this is a Cub.
Well, it's like, you can see it like Alex Rodriguez is the perfect example, because like it was obviously the divide is Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And the difference is, and I think this is what makes someone a Yankee, is like Derek Jeter played to win the World Series, whereas Alex Rodriguez played to get the highest numbers.
Yeah.
He just wanted like stats. And like the big thing is, if you would listen in like post-game interviews, Derek Jeter always said, we didn't hit well today. Even if we went 4 for 4, is like we weren't swinging the bats, like we didn't hustle out there. It was always we. A-Rod, always like I did well, or like I didn't do what I need to do. And it's like, there you go. That was the difference. And like he couldn't understand why people
That's
like
so
him for
tragic.
That. Yeah.
Like that he just couldn't wrap his head around it. Like that is the only thing that makes him kind of a sympathetic figure to me.
He like, well, it's really funny. There was a story I read in like there's a book about like the Joe Torre years of the Yankees, and one of it was about like as the rift between Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez was forming, and apparently what had happened like off the field. Now I forget exactly what happened, but like A-Rod did something. Oh, they were like friends. Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez were friends.
Yeah, they were like best friends, right? Before A-Rod was on the Yankees.
And then he did something, or he said something to the media that kind of like stabbed Jeter in the back. And apparently Derek Jeter is a guy where it's like, if you're his friend, you're his friend. But if you fuck him over once, you're out forever. And like he does not forgive and he does not forget.
It's kind of how Wayland is also.
Definitely. This is my 9th different baseball quote I've had.
But the story is like A-Rod was at Jeter's house and he's like, where's your baseball package? Like, I can't watch any of the games. And Jeter was like, I don't watch baseball. And he's like, what? You don't love watching baseball? He's like, no, man, I play it. I don't watch it. But like A-Rod, huge baseball fan, like knows what's going on in the game. Like
I would have thought it was the other way around.
No,
That's
Jeter's
very
like,
interesting.
Nah, just play. I don't care. He's like, when I'm done with baseball, I don't watch baseball. I don't think about baseball. It's kind of great.
That's
I
very
love that.
crazy.
Well, A-Rod's actually like a great analyst now, which is crazy.
He is.
Like,
Because
and
he
you
loves
could,
baseball.
right?
Yeah.
You could tell
That
he
makes
just
sense,
like thinks about it so much.
Yeah.
Which I never would have expected, because I don't think he has any charisma. Like, it's all forced charisma.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Did you ever see that picture of him? I think it was in Sports Illustrated, of him kissing himself in the mirror. Well, he's like shirtless.
So good. No offense, I've never really liked the Yankees for the same reason no one likes the Yankees unless they're Yankees fans. I've never not liked A-Rod. I don't know if I brought this up. Even through the steroids, I've always thought A-Rod. For some reason, I've just been like, I love this guy. I think he's one of my favorite players.
That.
I know it breaks because I don't like Barry Bonds,
right?
And I don't like a lot of other guys that are in the vein. But even when he went to the Yankees, I was like, oh, it's lame, but like still like A-Rod. Still want him to break the record.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm curious. Can I give you some like names and you tell me if they're like true Yankees or not?
Oh, this is great. Yeah. And I think I will be pretty on the pulse of like my family are Yankees fans. My parents both are from the Bronx, and my grandfather was like a huge Yankees fan like for his whole life. So it was I think I can speak for like the general
Yankees
Yankee
fandom. Great.
Great. I have some too. I was thinking that
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah. Well, let's go back.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
My first guy is Brett Gardner.
Brett Gardner, I would say like he on the right road.
Okay.
Not yet, but like I think we'll be there if he stays. Yes.
What about some of these might not be current players, but
That's
Hideki Matsui.
Oh, 100%.
100%?
He was a guy who was like
100%?
100% Yankee, yes.
Well, he had that huge. He was a World Series MVP, right? Or was it ALCS? He had
he
one
was.
huge playoffs.
Yeah, he was great.
And like always consistent, delivered. Like I think it was a guy who's like did his job, wanted to be on the team, like just hit the ball. Like he just played. I think that's playing is a big thing. Like you can't have that ego.
Mm-hmm.
You got to just play.
Because the Yankees are already so big, you can't try to be bigger than the Yankees.
Yes, yeah.
It's not unless you're George Steinbrenner.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not a team for superstars because George Steinbrenner was like the guy, and you kind of just had to be like, yeah, that's it. Like
he's the guy.
There's no superstars on that team.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You got anybody else? Who else?
Yeah, Paul O'Neill.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%.
But like he didn't play for the Yankees for that long. I feel like.
I feel like he was. You should say. I feel like he was the perfect Yankee.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, of course. I mean, like the amount of emotion he displayed while playing is like very New York.
See, the interesting thing to me about that is like Paul O'Neill is kind of a notorious asshole. Also, like so, it's not about. It's
not about being a good guy or a bad guy. It's about like you play to win.
Yeah, I guess
he played
so.
to win.
Huh?
What about
was good?
What about Jason Giambi?
Jason Giambi, not a Yankee.
Not a Yankee. Okay.
Not hated. I don't think anyone hated him, but not a Yankee.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of some pitchers. I mean, obviously Mariano Rivera is like the
yes,
Yankee.
100%. Yeah.
What about Mike Mussina? Do you consider him a Yankee?
Yeah, good one.
This is borderline. I would say yes, but it's like frustrating. Like you are a Yankee, but very frustrating.
But you better be careful, Mike Mussina. Okay, don't make a wrong step.
Yeah, was he? I think he was on the Yankees. I just saw this clip the other day, where it was Joe Torre came out to pull him from the game to make a call to the bullpen, and he was just like, "I'm not done yet." And he sent him back. He sent Joe Torre back.
Mussina sent Torre back?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was just like, no. And it was just like, Joe Torre's like, all right, fair enough. He kind of made that face. He put up his hand. He's like, okay. I was like, I like moves like that. Like that is a pitcher
okay,
being
so that's
ballsy.
endearing to Yankees fans.
I
Great.
think so. Yeah, because that's just like, this is a guy who's like, I want to be out there. Like, if you're that confident, and I agree with Torre's move of like fighting that, because it's like, yeah, if you're that confident, you're like, no, I'm going to get this guy out. Like, yeah, you deserve it.
Can we do some like fictional characters and
to see if they're.
you tell us if they're a Yankee or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
This is interesting.
Do you have one, Joe?
You guys go first.
Do they have to be baseball players, or are we just talking fictional
Just
characters?
any fictional
in general?
character. Okay, Garfield.
Garfield, not a Yankee.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know enough about Game of Thrones, so I'm going to say not a Yankee.
Okay.
What about Stifler's mom?
Interesting. The argument for her being a Yankee, I think, is a role even in the movie that is, I think, like a small but important part, and it needs someone to like.
She's a role
Jennifer
player.
Tilly, right? Like it was like, yeah, she played her position.
Yeah,
like,
she did, and excelled. Yeah, utility.
and excelled at it,
influencer,
yeah. Like came in. It was like Charlie Hayes in
Right.
like 96, 98. It was like, yeah, this is a guy who just like did it. He's not a superstar, but he's just was there. And you gotta like him for that.
What
so
about-
it's like I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go yes.
Yes, on Stifler's mom.
Yes.
What about Sam Malone?
Sam Malone. Ooh, I feel like a legendary Yankee. Like that is like
You
a
would think,
retired
even though he
number.
was a Red Sox, he
I'm
would
gonna
get
say
in
that's
there?
a retired number.
Oh,
guy. If
wha-
he was a Yankee, like we
Quality-
It's not about being Boston. Like I'm trying to picture like the kind of
Sure.
character
Yeah.
and like that is a guy
If
who
he would have
cares
gotten
about-
traded
cared about-
early in his year, gotten sober earlier.
Yeah,
Stuck
he
with the
cared
Yankees.
about. Well, it's like look, drinking. The Yankees. Look at David Wells. This guy.
Is he a true Yankee?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Boomer.
I feel like he threw a perfect game at Yankee Stadium. You
True.
gotta be a Yankee.
So
Didn't he
David
pitch in,
Cohn
like-
too. Sorry. So
what-
David Cohn would also be a
Oh,
true Yankee.
100%.
Okay.
David Cohn above David Wells.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Did
Even though
David Wells
he's
like
nuts.
pitched in Babe Ruth's old uniform or
Yeah.
something once,
Yeah.
didn't he?
He
Yeah.
was nuts.
Crazy.
David
I
Wells.
wonder
yeah.
what he's up to.
Probably still
Dave-
drinking.
Dave
Probably
Wells.
drunk.
Yeah,
Right now.
If anybody knows Dave Wells, we got to get him on here.
That perfect
I want to
game,
know what he's doing.
He was like hung over.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is insane.
That's a beautiful baseball story
Yeah.
right there.
That's what makes baseball great, is that you can like be at the height of perfection Just
be a fat
hungover.
drunk.
Yeah.
You could be
In
a fat
certain
drunk and
positions,
do something that only like
Something
15
great, yeah.
people have in history.
And I felt like he didn't even really like. I think he was happy about it, but I felt like his attitude was like, "Yeah, I'm a good pitcher."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, oh, no,
yeah,
yeah.
I threw a perfect game. Of course I did.
And he was kind of like, "Yeah, let's hit the bars." He was just like,
Let's celebrate.
the
I threw a
game was,
fucking
like,
perfect game.
in his way for going out.
I have another character for you,
Yes.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, interesting. I'm gonna say no.
No.
How could
No.
a Brit be a Yankee?
I agree with that.
Well, I didn't even think from that angle.
Oh,
I'm
what's your
thinking
no?
from the angle of Austin Powers, like, demands attention. I feel like he
Oh,
would like
that's a
control
good
the media.
point.
This is a guy, even as a character, comedic character, he like talks over people. He steals the scene as the focus of it.
Can I tell you what I was thinking of that maybe would have made him a true Yankee? I was thinking Don Mattingly, and like Austin Powers like carried these movies that weren't very good,
Yes.
but were very
Oh.
popular. Don
Okay.
Mattingly carried these teams,
Ooh.
not very good,
Yes.
very popular player. That was the analogy I was drawing.
I like that. That's good.
That's good.
But
I
he
like
is
that.
British.
But I can understand why he's not. He's very. He probably wouldn't even be allowed on the team. His hair's probably too long or something.
Yeah. You got to cut that.
Can I do a real one? Because I thought,
Yeah.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon. Oh, this is so interesting. He is not a Yankee, but acquiring Johnny Damon was such a power play. It was such a
Yeah.
Everybody was so happy for that because like you could not like you just like fucked the Red Sox. Like you took their guy. Like
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know.
like the leader of
yeah,
that
like
team.
he was a locker room leader.
They did it with Boggs, Clemens,
Mhm.
and Damon in like
Yeah.
a 12-year span.
Yeah.
Those were three big fuck you
so
signings.
So to take this guy was like so big. Was he like overpaid? But maybe it wasn't like the right move in the long term. But like in terms of like a satisfying middle finger to Boston, yeah, it was great. I wouldn't consider him a Yankee, but we were happy. He has like a weird edge case. He was very interesting.
I have one that's a real player, but also a fictional character.
Oh, great.
David Ortiz, but David Ortiz from those TurboTax commercials that he's in.
Not a Yankee.
Not a
No
Yankee,
version
even
of
in-
David
no.
Ortiz. And he loves it. I mean, David Ortiz is like, I think he loves being like the New York villain. And it's like, look, you can't argue that he's not great, like, because of course he's great.
I feel like
but,
he's a good New York
fucking
villain.
Sucks. Like, that's what's great about him. It's like he gets it. Like
Yeah.
he totally gets it.
That's good. Joe, did you have one?
I was just gonna say, what about Keenan as David Ortiz? Keenan from
Keenan
SNL.
Thompson
Oh, yeah.
playing David Ortiz.
I would say Keenan Thompson is a true Yankee.
Oh, I bet he's happy
100%.
to hear that.
I'd
Yeah.
buy that.
I
He's
bet
a guy
happy
that's-
to
And
hear
he
that.
does listen. He does listen to this.
Yeah, so
podcast.
Keenan,
Biggest fan.
And if you know David Wells, get him on the horn and get him on this podcast.
His, I
'cause-
think, attitude of SNL is like the spirit of New York. Like he's a guy who shows up, does what's needed, delivers.
Yeah, he's like a
home.
lifelong Yankee, too,
Yeah.
basically. One of those guys who just sticks around
Look,
forever.
if he picks up jazz guitar, he's Bernie Williams. I mean,
Have you ever listened to his CDs?
not terrible.
It's like smooth jazz,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't have expected.
From
It's
Bernie?
Like, yeah, Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very like background music jazz almost.
Yes.
But it's not bad.
No.
He's a good guitar player.
There's a great clip of him with Paul Neal playing drums and Bernie Williams playing jazz guitar, and
Really?
it's just fun to watch for me.
I love that. Well, we should probably go to break here.
Yeah.
And come back with Maddox, who I'm
Maddox.
very excited to talk
Yeah.
to. But Matt,
He's
we'd
got
love
some
it if
opinions about. Well, we should just I'll let him say it, but he's got
Yeah.
opinions. For the first time in his life, he has an opinion about something, and so we'll see what that is.
we'll see what his one opinion is.
Yeah, we'll see
Great.
his one opinion. This is his first opinion. I'm really excited to see what it is. First time he'll talk about an opinion. But thanks. Do you want to stick around, Matt?
Oh, I'd
with
love to
Maddox?
stick around.
Yeah,
Yes.
great. Awesome. So we're going to go to break, and then we'll come back with Maddox and his opinion.
Early morning. Did I even sleep at all? I didn't mean to wake you. I was noisy.
All right, and we're back to Ducksnort. Ghost version?
Yeah, that's creepy.
We spent the entire break continuing to name players for Matt to.
Yeah, should we recap? Alfonso Soriano was a
Was a no.
no. Cano, Robinson Cano was
yeah.
borderline.
Would have been, I
Would have
think.
been, but he
Would have
left.
been, but left.
Bernie Williams was
100%.
100% yes.
100% yes.
Wade Boggs a no.
No, Wade
Wade
Boggs
Boggs a
is
yes, and his horse also
and the horse
a yes.
that he rode after winning the 1996 World Series.
What about the bucket of fried chicken he ate before every game?
every other bucket?
Okay, great. So we are
Tune in every week to Ducksnort when we continue to do this with Matt,
Yeah,
and
he'll
that's
just
it.
always. We'll call him in the middle of the night and say, "What about Steve Balboni?" But we are here now with Maddox. He has a website online. He's a best-selling author. He's currently doing the best debate in the universe at madcastmedia.com, a podcast. It's very good. Welcome, Maddox, to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, and I should mention Wayland was on the best debate in the universe.
I was. It was very fun.
What did you guys debate?
Whether or not the Federal Reserve was necessary? No, the
FDA,
the
Food
was
and Drug
necessary.
Administration.
Yeah.
Because that was around we do topical stories, so that was around the time that Trump was threatening to cut the FDA, and then quietly it disappeared from his website. The threat to cut the FDA, so that's what we debated on the website. And regardless of whatever position the guest picks, I usually pick the opposite. But I do want to mention today, I want to thank you guys for giving me a platform to espouse my one opinion, my first.
Your first opinion.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm so excited.
Does
for
it feel good to have an opinion?
Oh my God,
To join everybody else with opinions.
I've been carrying it around with me like a Pokemon egg, waiting for it to hatch. And here we are.
Great. So should we get into this opinion?
Yeah.
So what
Start
is
it off
it?
for us.
What is it?
Yeah, okay, can I tell you, Matt,
Yes.
I was a Yankee when I was a kid. We played softball, and that was like my mom. My parents were always trying to push me to be more outdoorsy, play sports, anything to get me off the couch and stop playing video games. And so finally, they suckered me into playing baseball with this kid up the street who I didn't like. And and this kid, first of all, the kid's dad was the coach. And so guess who MVP was?
I'm guessing the kid.
The kid, of course.
But I'm also guessing he was better than you.
No, he was actually no. That's a fact. Especially near the end of the season. So all season long, this is the first time I've ever played baseball. First time I've held a baseball bat, like actually to play it. Try to strike a ball.
How old were you?
I was
19.
This was in college.
I think I was 12 years old. All right, so softball.
That sounds little leagueish.
Yeah, little league, and all throughout the practice season, I would show up every 2-3 times a week, whatever, to practice, and they would lob it underhand to me, and I would miss every single underhanded ball, and everybody, my coach had very little faith in me. I didn't hit a single ball during practice for months, and then finally our very first game, I go up against the pitching machine. First pitch. Knock it right down center field, and then the guy misses it. I run, make it to the first base. I was so happy, so excited. The coach is super excited. He got up out of his seat. My entire team got up and standing up, cheering for me, because that's the first time I'd ever hit a baseball game, and it counted so much. And I slid in when I didn't have to, of course. But, and he's like, "Don't do that." But anyway, what I wanted to talk about though is because I was a fat kid, the pants they got me didn't fit me. All right. And this is, I think, a problem. It's still probably to this day. They don't make fat kid pants for baseball, for softball. I don't think, because they didn't when it was my age, and it was difficult for me to get into the game because I had to wear jeans. And every single time there was a parent, "Hey, why aren't you wearing your baseball pants?" And I had to explain because I'm too fat.
So you think your barrier to being a true baseball star was the fact that you never were able to wear baseball pants?
I think so. That had a lot to do with it.
I mean, I can imagine, like, you don't want to be... It sounds like, the kid who is swimming in jean shorts or something, like, akin to that. Like, you don't want to be...
that, yeah.
You don't want to be the kid who is, like, the other for any reason at that age.
Well, I put the pants on like I was barely able to fit into them once, and I looked so bootylicious. Like I had a juicy ass when I was a kid, and I didn't want to show off my derriere that much. I looked like what Babe Ruth when he started getting in his heftier years,
Sure,
kind of like that. But I was a kid, and I was really self-conscious, and I didn't want to show up on the field with my big fat. My
baseball pan ass.
Yeah, my baseball pan ass. Yeah, yeah.
I do I guess this isn't really in defense of baseball pants, but they don't make anybody look good. I don't think. Like at a certain age,
they got to you, didn't they? They got to you. They're
I was
paying you off. And, no, you're right. You look. Baseball pants are
you look
objectively
silly.
terrible pants.
They're very skinny, like in the leg.
Yeah.
So everybody looks. I don't know. The lines, I guess, are not good on them.
Yes.
No.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Why didn't you wear sweatpants instead of jeans?
Oh, it's a great question.
Great question. Swear to God, Matt, did not learn about sweatpants until college.
You did not learn.
You didn't learn
Yeah.
about
No,
sweatpants?
I didn't know about the first pair of sweatpants I got was in college when I moved out of my parents' house because I shopped on my own, and I'm like, oh my God, there's these things, and I still own them. They're like a gray pair of sweatpants, and
Okay, wait.
Did you not see other people?
Did you
wearing
never
them
go to
ever?
the store
Just-
before you were in college?
No, not really. I never bought my own clothes. I was just, I had what clothes that I had, and that was it.
It's
I
so
was
strange because I think the trajectory for pants is it's like when you're a little kid, it's like sweatpants ever, and then it's like, why are you wearing sweatpants? Get cool jeans. Like that's what happened to me and all my friends.
No.
Like it's like we were just wearing sweatpants, and it's like, oh no, we can't wear these anymore.
No, never had cool jeans, never had cool clothes, except like one time for dance day. My mom, like when I was in 6th grade, my mom in the 80s, 'cause I grew up in the 80s, she bought me these hot pink shorts with palm trees and stuff on them, and a hot pink shirt. It was the 80s, and chicks were loving it. They were all over it, but I didn't want to go to the dance, so I stayed in the homeroom and played board games. So yeah, I did not learn about sweatpants. There's a lot of things my parents neglected to tell me and introduce me to, including deodorant. Did not know about deodorant until way too late into junior high. So my armpits started to stink right around the time that they do, and I just thought it was a weird anomaly with me. I just thought I was a gross guy.
So you noticed it.
I know. Oh, I
Because
definitely
sometimes I
noticed
feel
it.
like kids don't notice.
No, man, I definitely noticed. I'm like, what is this onion smell? And then I would go to class, and it obviously happened when I would sweat, and I thought, it was a thing about me. I'm gross. And I would go to class, and I would sit on the air conditioner trying to cool off. And I would go early, a few minutes early, to cool off as quickly as I can. And then one day, this girl came in as I was sitting on there, and she goes, "Ew, what's that smell?" And she looks at me, and she goes, "Ew, are you sitting on the air conditioner vent? You're stinking up the whole room, Maddox." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And she goes, "Haven't you ever heard of deodorant?" And I thought to myself, no, I haven't. But if it's
That rhetorical question, like,
Okay,
haven't you ever heard of blank? That
Yeah.
like
Again,
wow.
did your parents wear deodorant?
yeah, my dad did.
So did you never see that he had it?
No, he never. I was never around for this shit, and they didn't tell me. And so this girl, because she said deodorant, I put it together in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, if there is a product that does what it sounds like it does, this is exactly what I need. And I went to Kmart after school, and I got it. That's the first time I ever bought it. Yeah.
Great.
You know what's funny is you instantly turn from being someone who it's like, oh, haven't you ever heard of deodorant? You are an asshole. But then when the answer is honestly no, you become a very pitiable. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you
that
never
girl
think-
sucks.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
I
no
remember her
other
name
insult.
too. Is Judy. Yeah. She's like the only normal one from my high school. Like you go back to your high. I don't know if you look back to your hometown high school. The high school pictures. Like, whoa, whatever happened to so and so? I look back. They're all married. They live within a block of my high school. They have like 2 kids.
A block of your high school.
It's
yeah.
all a dorm that they put the grown-ups in.
Maddox's high school is a city large, so it's impossible not to be a block away.
It is a huge high school. No, but anyway, I look back and she's like one of the few who escaped. So yeah.
Great. Judy, also, if you know David Wells, I want you to get him on the podcast if you're listening.
Okay, so you were sort of stinky,
Yeah.
bad at baseball,
Yeah.
wearing jeans.
Oh,
How
okay at baseball.
Okay at baseball,
Yeah.
right? You got okay at baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
I
how
got
did
there.
the rest of the season go? I guess.
We got I think we got like 2nd or 3rd place actually, so not too bad. I remember the A's. The A's was the team. Now here's the thing: I grew up in Utah. All right, so the baseball experience I had, the closest we had, the team that I grew up rooting for most was the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, sure.
Because they were the state next door, and I liked the purple mountains on their hat. I thought, oh, that was kind of
It's a cool logo.
Yeah, it's a cool logo. So that was the closest we had to a baseball team, and then we had our regional baseball team, which was the Buzz.
Yeah, the Salt Lake City Buzz. They
Yeah.
played the Tucson Toros when I was growing up. I was a huge AAA baseball fan when I
Yeah.
was like ages probably
were the-
9 to 11.
Who are the Buzz affiliated with?
I actually don't remember. It took me a while to connect the dots that like AAA teams had major league teams.
Sure,
I
yeah.
think, but I would like call into the AAA like radio broadcast and like win their contests and like talk to them. And I remember the buzz like very specifically because they had like a cool logo.
Yeah, it was
Also.
a bee stinger, and it was a very aggressive bee stinger.
Yeah.
Like if the bee like tried to extend its stinger as far as possible, that's the position it was in. Like it was doing a really hard crunch, and the stinger is really in your face, almost obscenely so. But I had a lot of fun at the baseball game. I remember one time we had box seats at the Buzz, and my friend's like, "It's all you can eat hot dogs." I'm like, "Yeah, it's all you can eat hot dogs." Not a big fan. I'm of the hot dog. You eat like one or two and you want to throw up. So that was my experience at the Buzz. But I had fun watching the Buzz, our local Buzz team. And you said they're affiliated to a national team.
Well, almost every minor league team at this point, except like in Triple and Double A, are affiliated with a team. I don't think there are
for
any
sure.
independent teams left. Yeah, so every what's the Dodgers one? I don't know. Why'd I pick the
The
Dodgers?
Dodgers,
like the Cubs
Iowa
one is
Cubs.
the Iowa Cubs. The Royals is the Omaha Golden Spikes.
Staten
formerly
Island
Royals.
Yankees.
Is that what it is? Staten Island?
It was. I think they are changing the name. Either they changed it last season or they will change it next
Columbus Clippers as well, I
Yes.
believe, is the Yankees.
That's the Yankees one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
season.
so
Staten Island Yankees may be Double A. I can't remember. But my
That's-
friend worked at the Staten Island Yankees
Oh,
stadium.
nice.
That's
doing
cool.
concessions
Almost seems too close for
Yeah,
a
that's what I
minor
was
league
so-
team to a major league team. Like, how far is Staten Island? Like, it's like
From
a
the
ferry
Bronx?
ride, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of take the ferry and get there. It's geographically, it's very close. Actually, traveling there might be a couple hours if you
Okay.
like, have to get in traffic or whatever. But,
But
Yeah,
my-
I don't know who the Salt Lake City team was affiliated with.
Gotta be the Rockies. No,
It
probably
could
not.
be.
It
Yeah,
could be. I don't
maybe.
know who's Rockies. There's a Colorado Springs. I don't know why we're speculating. We should
So
just
what's
look
good?
this up so easy.
Let's speculate. So what's the point of a AAA team? Is that what they recruit from then for players?
Yeah, so like in college football or basketball has like college.
Yeah.
Like college baseball for whatever reason isn't like
Yeah, it's not
they
a
use
thing, right?
aluminum. It's a thing, but they use aluminum bats. It's not
different.
it's not. So a long time ago, and Branch Rickey kind of really started. There are minor league systems that. So when you draft a player when they're 18, they're not ready for the majors. So you send them through all the
Yeah, so
all
it's
the
like
different leagues.
steps.
They're like
kind of.
training leagues, basically.
Oh, right.
Hockey and baseball both have minor league systems.
And so technically, the players on any minor league team are property of a major league organization, and they're sort of promoted at the whims of the major league team.
And demoted, like if you can get sent down from the majors. Have you ever
Oh,
heard
that's
that?
got to be rough. To be sent down from the majors?
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty
I mean,
rough,
sometimes
right?
they use it for like if someone's injured, they will go down and like kind of rehab.
I would
their
just
way.
Oh,
I would
sure.
just be like a horse. I'd be like, put me down. I'm never going.
retire from baseball.
I-
so you
yeah.
get sent down.
Yeah, it kind of would be like somebody like giving you your lifelong dream, like say that your lifelong dream was to get married or something, and then they were like, you're not ready for marriage yet. Just like
Yeah.
go away for 6
Like
months
6
and
months
come
in,
back.
you're back to engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, marriage camp. What would marriage camp be? Would that be like a college frat? No, definitely, definitely not a frat. You just got to like go
Marriage
grocery
camp.
shopping a bunch.
I
or
feel like just like having a roommate of the
a female roommate.
well, if you're
They would give you.
heterosexual, yeah.
They would give
Or
you a
yeah.
roommate, and it's like for all of marriage camp, you are with this roommate, and to succeed, you need to stay with this person despite obstacles of maybe other people you like more. No, I don't
yeah.
know. In marriage, if you like someone more, I guess you should leave.
And you call it
But I'd be like, yeah, you would go through like commitment tests. I guess it feels like where. I don't even know what that
And
would be.
It's a hard analogy
hard.
because baseball is so complex. Also, it's like would your what would spring training be in this?
What is a 5-tool husband?
Thoughtful, well employed,
Good listener.
good
Yeah.
listener, good genetics.
yeah,
You
good
can't
genetics.
discount that.
it'd be a AAA relationship. When you graduate, the marriage is the major.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we really dissected it.
Yeah,
That's great.
people don't really want to watch you. Matt, I have a question for you actually.
Please.
And so back to the Yankee thing. I was thinking about what about the is it Atreyu, the horse from the Neverending Story that drowns? What is he a Yankee?
True Yankee.
Oh,
Yeah.
How did he drown in that movie?
in a swamp, like in basically quicksand, a big murky swamp.
Okay. Was it like in purpose? Was it an accident?
He was trying to carry.
It was a heroic
the
death.
boy. It was I mean, it's a horse, so nothing a horse. I
Okay.
think does.
Well,
is
did the
heroic.
horse get the sense of like, go on without me? Like, I will like sacrifice myself.
The horse, I think, is just a goofy idiot, and like all horses. I'm not a fan of horses. Full disclosure. So I'm
Second
going to come
opinion
down
for you right here.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Holy shit,
one,
another one of my
wow.
eggs hatched right here on the show. So I'm not a big fan of horses in general. So you can give me the best horse, General Custer's horse, and I'm still going to be.
That's the best horse.
That's not the best horse.
Wasn't it?
Secretariat's the best horse.
Which one's the Secretariat?
Secretariat's
Crown.
the Triple Crown winner that won the last one by
Oh.
like 30 lengths or whatever.
Well, that's a fast horse. I'm not saying that's a good horse. A good horse is a good
That's
horse.
a big distinction. I
Miss-
think.
I see.
Mr. Ed
Yeah.
maybe is the best horse.
He's
I'll
a pretty
say,
good horse.
Atreyu, how does Atreyu play off to the media?
People are very sympathetic to Atreyu, and they
Okay.
do view him as a hero. The majority of people like Atreyu.
Okay, I think Atreyu's a Yankee.
Oh, thank God.
I have one for you, Matt.
Yes.
Is
We're never gonna
we're
stop
never
doing
gonna
this.
stop doing this. Is Maddox? Is he a true Yankee?
Ooh, I would say no. I think you're a superstar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Too
as
big-
I'm not
he's
a
too
Yankee.
big a
above,
star.
Yeah, you're above the game.
Oh, I will take that. I'm
You're a
beyond
Do-
AAA.
You're
Yeah.
a Dodger. Yeah.
So I just found out
oh
that
my God, total Dodger.
Total
Yes.
Dodger.
I didn't even know this, but the horse died in the filming of that movie, that Never-Ending Story.
Okay.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
yeah.
that number is in the rafters. They're retiring.
Holy
That was a
right.
note passed from
Joe,
Joe,
yeah. Thank you, Joe.
So he's like the Thurman Munson
Oh yeah.
of. Didn't he die during when he played?
yeah.
Right.
Corey Lytle,
Corey Lytle.
another Yankee.
Wait,
Yes.
there was a Yankee who died during a game?
No.
No. Thurman Munson died. I mean, like while he was on the team, it was between games.
In the
Between games.
70s.
Like,
In between, it was.
I guess
It was a doubleheader in between games. He
Yeah.
choked on a hot. No,
it was
I'm making light of a dead person.
Yeah,
but,
that's
yeah, and Corey Lytle also was a Yankee, and like he was flying a helicopter, right?
A
It's very
plane.
sad.
He like crashed into a building in
Yeah,
Manhattan
yeah.
or
Oh,
something.
that was not too long. That was like in 2004, right? Like a
Yes.
couple years
Yeah.
after 9/11. I was in New York, a couple blocks away from that.
Holy shit.
And as soon as it happened, I turned to my friend. I was having a meeting with the publisher, and I turned to my friend. I'm like, "Hey, man, let's go down there right now." He goes, "Yeah, right on." And the publisher's like, "Guys, this is a terrorist attack potentially. Don't go down there." And I was like, "Yeah, they're probably right. We shouldn't." But then we did, and, and we were booking in there. It was like people were running away from it, and we're running into it to see get as close as we can. And it was very tragic because he was just trying to fly his little plane,
yeah.
like a little Cessna,
I
whatever.
believe that's on his headstone. Just trying to fly.
just trying to fly a little plane. And he got lost in the fog and slammed into that
Yeah.
building. And you know what? This is kind of interesting to harken back to like the 9/11 truther stuff. Like people, they found the pilots like passports, some of the terrorist passports on the ground after they crashed into the World Trade Center. They also found his passport on the ground outside. And I thought about it. I thought, well, how is that
What are
possible?
the odds? Yeah.
You think about it, if you are in the cockpit, right, and you're flying the plane, you're going to probably fly through the windshield as one of the first things that impacts through the building. And if you hit right through the window, then yeah, you'll potentially end up part of you and part of your belongings will probably end up on the cement. And that's how they found his passport. They found that it was him.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's gruesome.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was
got
very
way
gruesome.
more gruesome than I anticipated.
Yeah, man.
Gruesome.
yeah, got
David Wells will never come on the
David
show
Wells-
at this rate.
No, he loves. David Wells is
He's
like cracking open a beer, being like, "Hell yeah, finally something I could relate to."
Is Derek Jeter married right now?
I think he
Is he
just got
married?
married.
Did you
yeah.
just get married?
I feel like he might have.
Do you know who his wife is or who his
No.
fiance?
You interested?
Well, if you guys could pull some strings. No, there was this news anchor. I have a thing for news anchors. This is my I don't know. But anyway, there's a news anchor called Rudy Bakhtiar who was on CNN a long time ago, and I was like crushing on her so hard, and then I found out she had a huge crush on Derek Jeter. And I think they ended up dating and going after a while. Yeah,
Derek
did they?
Jeter dated a lot of women.
So she got a
man,
gift
that's
basket.
Yes. Yeah, that is a famous thing Derek Jeter would do is like he would give women that he slept with memorabilia.
Really?
No way.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
like,
my
hey,
God.
thanks. Here's a signed baseball.
That's
Here's like
a
Wow.
baller move.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
hey, guess
Yeah.
what? I have memorabilia of myself that is desirable to another person.
I feel like that alone makes him a Yankee legend, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a total Mickey Mantle move,
Yeah.
or Whitey Ford move. That's a big.
He could do whatever he wanted. New
I-
York is Derek Jeter's town. Forever.
I once met Derek Jeter very briefly. I was on the. I was working at the Kids' Choice Awards doing social media for Nickelodeon. I was doing Periscope, like live video streaming on the orange carpet, which is the like walk up before the Kids' Choice Sports Awards. And there was like tons of athletes there. And the two most famous ones were Steph Curry and Derek Jeter, and they had like come together somehow. Like I don't know. I guess like super famous athletes are automatically friends, but they had each. Steph Curry brought his daughter, and Derek Jeter brought his niece. And I was like, my job was to like get in these athletes' faces and be like, say hey to like these kids watching or whatever. And everybody was totally cool about it, except for Derek Jeter and Steph Curry, who were like, and they had bodyguards. They were like, stay the fuck away. And I got like to Derek Jeter. I was like, hey Derek, will you like say hi to people? And he just kind of like turned away and walked away. So that's my Derek Jeter story. No gift basket.
David Ortiz would have done it.
Oh,
David
he for
Ortiz
sure
would
would
have
have.
given a nice howdy to all the kids.
Yeah.
Like a fucking asshole.
So how weird would it be if you go to a girl's house like on a date and you look around her belongings stuff and then there's this gift basket from Derek Jeter?
I would leave.
Yeah,
Really?
right?
I mean, I would look at it and I'd be like,
I'd
I'm
be-
going up against
First of
Derek
all,
Jeter.
Yeah.
If you are dating a woman and she has a gift basket from Derek Jeter, this is a woman who is a professional actress or model.
Right.
This is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. So you are count your blessings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd
Yeah.
be proud of myself for like
I see.
being in the even close to the same league as Derek Jeter
So this is
in this
essentially
woman's
the getting
mind.
called up to the majors because you've been wallowing in double and
Right,
triple A,
yeah.
and now you're in the majors.
I was a scrub, and now here I am. It's my Shane Spencer moment. You know, that was a Yankee deep cut. Wait, so Maddox, I want to get the final steps to your story. Like, how did you? Like, was the only season you played? How did you fall out of the game of baseball, I guess?
Yeah, that was the only season. I got kind of...
Because it sounds like you got kind of good by the end. Was it all the pants?
No, it was... Well, the pants, I just wore jeans. They were kind of a little bit stiff, but I actually felt way more comfortable in those pants. They weren't bunching up around my crotch like the other ones. And by the way, and still to this day, it's not just... I think it just might be skinny jeans on me. They make me look like an elf, and I don't know why. They don't fit right. And one time, I remember one time I was going to like an 80s themed costume party or something like that, and I was looking for ridiculous clothes to wear, like silver and gold and whatever. And I went to
classic
American Apparel.
80s colors.
Yeah, right. Is it? I don't know. I was just looking for not sweats, but tights, right? So I went to American Apparel, and I'm looking at this ridiculous crap they have, and I'm looking around like at other customers, like, can you believe this crap? And then I noticed like people were buying this stuff for real, and I'm just out of touch. So I got these golden tights, and I put on, and I barely squeezed into them, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked ridiculous. I take them off, and they're completely ruined, and like stretch marks, and like these are just destroyed. I'm like, well, I mean, I can't try this product without destroying it, wrecking it. And to this day, I can't wear skinny jeans. I just look like an elf idiot. And I think that's why baseball pants. Maybe that may have gotten me out of the game permanently, was the baseball pants thing. But it was that and the nepotism of the coach making his son the MVP. And this kid thought he was going to be a professional baseball player. I remember talking to this kid. I was a very, very pragmatic kid, even back then. And I thought, no, I'm going to grow up and have a job. And he's like, I'm going to grow up and play baseball. I'm like, why do you think you're qualified to play baseball? You're not that good. He goes, I know all the rules.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
He could be an umpire.
And
Could be an umpire. There you go.
And that kid is Mike Trout.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Why don't we? Matt? Where can people find you on the internet if
Sure.
they want more? If they want to like quiz you on True
Yeah,
Yankees?
no. If anyone tweets at me with questions about who is a Yankee or not, I will immediately answer them. I will stop everything to answer. I'm on Twitter at the Matthew Cohen. So the, as in the word the, Matthew.
As in the
Cohen.
word Matthew.
Yes, Cohen.
Okay.
C-O-H-N.
Cool. Yeah. Follow him. He's very funny.
Thank
I
you.
Oh,
do it.
very funny.
I very
Very
much.
funny.
I always appreciate your insights, your little tweets, your little thoughts.
That's great. He'll tweet about baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Maddox, do you have anything you want to pitch or plug?
Yeah, I just finished my new book, and it's just available on Amazon as of a week ago. So check
Cool.
that. It's
so
called,
I'm genuinely
Congrats.
so excited.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Congratulations.
so much.
It looks great.
Thank you so much. It's my third, and it's called Fuck Whales. And it's just available on Amazon. I love the cover so much. It's a lot of fun.
It's a really good cover.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
really excited.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be your best one.
Thanks. I really think so. Check it out, and you can follow me on Twitter or check out madcastmedia.com. And I'd like to have you guys on as well sometime too.
Oh,
that'd be a
cool.
pleasure.
Yeah, we'll
I'd
debate.
love to do it.
We'll debate some.
Yeah.
I'd love.
Would
I
love to get into
debating
it.
Maddox.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a very fun
It's
thing.
super fun.
Well, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DucksnortPod. You can email us at ducksnortpod@gmail.com. Subscribe in the iTunes store, please, and leave reviews for us.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
please.
like reviews.
We like them.
We wanna see
Even
those-
if
how many stars?
how many stars we got?
Feedback.
Feedback.
We love it all.
It's all good. Special thanks to Moonbounce and to All Boy All Girl for providing us with our transition music. Those guys are all great. Please find them and download their stuff. And I think that's it.
Yeah,
Anything
we'll
else?
see you next week. No,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
all I
see you
have.
next week for another Ducksnort.
This has been a Boardwalk Audio podcast. For more information and shows, visit boardwalkaudio.com. Don't forget to rate and subscribe now.